Some fighters build their reputation over time. Others walk into the ring with it already built. Badr Hari belonged to the second category. Before the first punch was thrown, before the bell even rang, there was already tension. His presence alone changed the atmosphere. Fans leaned forward, opponents stayed cautious. Because unpredictability is dangerous, and Badr Hari was unpredictable.
Хотят видеть совершенно другой поединок. Ой-ой-ой! Сейчас посмотрим. Вот он. Как выжал дырочку. И в нее направил опустошающий, сокрушительный, мощнейший...
In the most explosive way possible, growing up in the Netherlands with Moroccan roots, life wasn't built on comfort. It was built on discipline, structure, respect, hard work. These weren't optional values, they were necessary. Badr Hari entered kickboxing at a young age. At first, like many fighters, it was about learning, understanding movement.
Его уже не оттащить. Он четко держит, успевает пробить защиту и сбоку вонзает свой.
Understanding technique, but it didn't take long before something stood out. He wasn't just learning faster, he was reacting differently. Where others hesitated, he attacked. Where others waited, he moved forward. There was already a sense of urgency in his style, an intensity that felt natural, not forced. As his training progressed, so did his confidence, and confidence.
Очень здорово.
Nee, hij moet te veel in zijn achteruit.
Die staat erop. Binnenwaarts. Nee, dus kijk. Dit is een arm. Hij voelt gewoon.
In fighting, changes everything. His combinations became sharper. His kicks became heavier. His timing became more dangerous. But what truly separated him was his mindset. He didn't approach fights cautiously. He approached them with intent. From the opening seconds, he imposed himself. Opponents were pushed backward.
Взгляд у него осознанный. Учился он уже после, на мой взгляд, потрясение. И вновь...
In fighting, changes everything. His combinations became sharper. His kicks became heavier. His timing became more dangerous. But what truly separated him was his mindset. He didn't approach fights cautiously. He approached them with intent. From the opening seconds, he imposed himself. Opponents were pushed backward.
Вот так.
Not given space, not given time. And over time, that pressure became his identity. As Badr Hari moved into bigger stages, the world began to notice. Not just because he was winning, but because of how he was winning. Knockouts, clean, explosive, decisive. There was no confusion when he won, no debate.
One. Один удар.
When he landed clean, fights ended, and fans responded, because people don't just watch fights for decisions, they watch for moments, moments that feel sudden, moments that feel real. And Badr Hari delivered those moments consistently. His name started carrying weight, not just in rankings, but in conversations.
Ой, там 3 раунда, всего отмерено, но ничего, мы продолжаем. Хари продолжает избивать своего соперника и очередной. Вот этот удар. Нет, еще не здесь. Вот удар слева получается.
He became a fighter people talked about before and after fights. Badr Hari's style wasn't built on complexity, it was built on effectiveness. He combined speed with power in a way that forced reactions. His punches came fast, but they didn't lose impact. His kicks weren't just technical, they were damaging. And most importantly, he didn't pause. He kept advancing, applying pressure, closing distance, taking control of the ring. But beneath that aggression, there was awareness. He understood positioning. He understood timing, and he understood when to strike. That balance is what made him elite.
Ресефу повержен. Вот здесь несколько таких контролирующих ударов.
Fights are rarely just physical. their mental battles, and Badr Hari fought both at the same time. Before the fight even started, his opponent had already seen the knockouts. Already felt the pressure, already understood the risk, and that changes how you fight. You hesitate, you second guess, you become reactive instead of proactive, and that's where Badr Hari thrived.
Пришелся удар по... Но, тем не менее, не виноват в этом был Марат. Пытался уйти от этого удара. Синистра, и в результате так получилось, что получилось.
Because once you're reacting, you're already behind, but intensity has a downside. The same energy that drives success can become difficult to control. As Badr Hari's career grew, so did expectations. The spotlight became stronger. Every performance mattered more. Every mistake became visible.
Все, это финал. Если кто-то вам скажет, что такого не было.
Inside the ring, there were moments where emotions took over, moments where control slipped. Outside the ring, challenges appeared, controversies, distractions, and slowly the focus shifted. From what he could do to what might go wrong.
И голова, и тело его словно колокол после этих
This is where careers are tested, not when things are going well, but when they are. Badr Hari still had everything physically. The power was still there, the speed was still there. The ability to finish fights hadn't disappeared, but fighting at the highest level requires more than ability, it requires control. Consistency, discipline under pressure, and maintaining that balance became the hardest part. As time went on, the fights became different, not necessarily easier, but more complex. Opponents adapted, the sport evolved, and expectations remained high.
Отличился техник по-прежнему.
There were still flashes of brilliance, moments where the old intensity returned, moments where the power reminded everyone exactly who he was, but consistency remained the challenge. Not every fighter leaves the same kind of mark. Some leave records, others leave memories. Badr Hari left moments, moments that defined fights, moments that defined careers, moments that defined an era. He made people pay attention. He brought energy into every arena. And he gave fans something they don't always get, uncertainty, because with him, anything could happen.
Ниже Бадра Хари, но датчанин.
Badr Hari's story isn't simple. It's not just about wins. It's not just about losses. It's about intensity, control, and the balance between them, because in combat sports, having power isn't enough. Having skill isn't enough. Sustaining both, that's the real challenge, and that's what defines legacy.
Не лезет.
잠시 후 판정 결과를 말씀드리겠습니다. 자,
Чё?
20판 지금까지